Hello everyone, it's me Sina Sophie and welcome to my channel. Today is the first episode where I'm actually talking about all the bits and pieces, tips and tricks for Japan and traveling in general on a Tuesday. Today's topic will be about 5 top dishes that you should try while you are on your trip in Japan for meat lovers, fish lovers and vegetable lovers, because I thought maybe it's better to divide the dishes between these 3 categories, because there are always people that don't like to eat meat, fish or vegetables, or they especially like to eat it. Let's get started. For every one of you who is a meat lover, you definitely should try karaage, okonomiyaki, tonkatsu ramen, katsukare and raw horse meat. Uma, sashimi, as I call it. And let's begin with uma. So I first thought I wouldn't like it because I'm usually not that of a raw meat eater. So sashimi for me is totally fine, but I learned that you shouldn't eat raw meat because of salmonella, but Japan is a very safe country and they just know what they do with their food. And uma you should definitely get in Kumamoto. So when you're a huge One Piece fan, you definitely should go to Kumamoto, because Kumamoto is the city where Oba was born. And I didn't know that at the very beginning when I moved there for a couple of months for my training back then. And then a friend of mine told me, yeah, One Piece was born here and we are all very proud of that. So yeah. Uma you should try in Kumamoto. The next one will be karaage, and karaage is basically the Japanese style of chicken McNuggets, which I actually like more because it's just juicier, it's just crispier, it's just more tender in general, and when you're a meat lover, you can't do anything wrong with karaage. Even though you just kind of go to a konbini and you really are craving for karaage, you can buy it there and it's still amazing. The next one will be katsukare, and katsukare is one of a lot of different variations of curry. And it was my personal soul food when I was still working in Japan at a school. I usually get at least once or twice a week curry because I loved it so much and I just enjoy eating it, and I got it in a lot of different variations. Wagyu. Wagyu is a very fatty and juicy meat, and even though you usually don't like to eat that fatty, you definitely should try it. And a friend of mine told me the best Wagyu you get actually in Sapporo, Hokkaido. He told me you should go right there and you should order Wagyu. The last one is very simple, it's ramen. And which ramen should you eat when you are a meat lover? So there are a lot, but I would advise you to get tonkatsu ramen, because tonkatsu ramen is with buta, and buta is the Japanese word for pork. And it's just amazing. It tastes very good. All the Japanese meat is very tender, very soft, very delicious. But the meat together with the noodles and the half-sliced egg that you will get and the spring onions together with the broth, there's just something about it that you need to eat, especially when you have been out partying all night. That's something very typical in Japan. When you were partying all night, the very first thing that you will eat in the morning is usually ramen. When you do that, you are very Japanese. But that's all for the meat lovers. Let's continue with the fish lovers. When you go to Japan, you will figure out that the sushi that you know from your country or from other foreign countries, it's not the same. There are definitely 50 plus different types of sushi out there. One of my brothers, he just doesn't like to eat fish. He found a sushi that he loves to eat. So you will find yours as well, especially when you are a fish lover. When you go to Japan or you're already in Japan and you want to try very good sashimi, definitely search for a small izakaya that is especially only serving sashimi. And then you enjoy it with a hot or a cold glass or small cup of osake, nihonshu, because osake is only the word for alcohol. You'll figure it out already, maybe, hopefully, and if not, yeah, nihonshu is the Japanese sake that we always call sake, but it's actually only alcohol. Get it with a glass of hot or cold nihonshu and enjoy your freshly caught and prepared sashimi. There is something called takoyaki, and takoyaki you should get while you are on a trip to Osaka. Like when you're already in Osaka, you should get takoyaki. You can get them all over Japan, but takoyaki is originally coming from Osaka. But what is takoyaki? Takoyaki is a dough ball like a fried dough ball, which is stuffed with spring onions and octopus. Very good. Next one is called kani miso or miso kani. Is not looking very delicious, but it is delicious. And I would describe it as a very crab, salty, fishy like cream that you can add as a topping for your baguette or a slice of bread or even toast. When you go to an izakaya and you are ordering it, you will get the shell of the kani, like the middle part, and then you have like a grayish cream in it. This grayish cream is basically the insides and the meat and everything else that was inside of the middle of the like the shell. They will mix it. Then they will add some seasoning and then they serve it. And when a friend of mine introduced that to me, I was like, it's a cream, I can try that. And now I'm just in love with it. The last one for the fish lovers is kani croquette. Kani is crab. A croquette which has this size. Yeah, this size, like this size, you know? And it's stuffed with mashed potato and kani or ebi. And it's just so delicious. And that's all for the fish lovers. So when you're eating fish and meat, go for it. There are 10 dishes that you can try for now. Let's continue with the vegetable lovers. My mother always told me the more colorful the dishes, the better it'll taste. And I totally believe that. There's something called inari sushi. And inari sushi is a, you could say, sweet dish that especially children love to eat in Japan. It's basically sweetened tofu, and it's a tofu bag which is stuffed with... Sometimes the inari sushi will be only with rice, or it's also a combination of red bean paste like azuki and gohan rice. Different types of onigiri. So onigiri is for everyone except you're having a rice allergy or you don't like to eat rice that much. You're in Japan, so I assume you kind of like to eat rice, or you at least want to try it. Onigiri, the same as sushi, has a lot of different flavors, and every year there are some new flavors available on the market. And I really like the one that is seasoned with sesame, chili flakes, and also kelp. I just love it. As I mentioned prior, there is curry. And there is vegetable curry, and it tastes very good. In case you're going with your friends to a curry or kare restaurant, go there, for example, in summer, you maybe get, or you probably get, a different type of vegetable curry because of the different vegetables that are in season during summer or the other seasons. Especially during summertime, a lot of shrines and temples in Japan are selling cucumbers on a stick. Sometimes they are pickled and sometimes they are just freshly harvested pickled. Both of them are very delicious, very refreshing, and I just love them, especially when they are pickled chili cucumbers. Now I'm sure you're thinking about the sweet and sour pickles in the jar, right? But they're not like that. They're still dark green and very crispy and juicy at the same time, and you cannot and you shouldn't compare them with those that you usually get in a supermarket overseas. Last but not least, it's potato salad. And why did I add potato salad to the list? Well, it's Japanese potato salad. It's very delicious, it's very fresh, and you can get it as side dish or as main dish depending on the size, and be it in a supermarket or izakaya. And that's all. Hope you're not starving right now, because I am, and that's why I'm cooking something Japanese maybe now, because it's actually not that difficult to cook Japanese food. When you're having some more questions, then leave a comment in the comment section down below. And without further ado, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification bell, and we're gonna see us on Fridays and Tuesdays again. Love you, mata ne, and bye bye. Smoochy smoochy. Bye.